Yep. I'm back. Cardio and chat number 6. Oh, this is a hard one. This is a hard one to do. Took a couple days off. Happy Father's Day to me. I was going to do one on Sunday. Then my dad came up. We went and looked at a house for him. He put an offer in. The bidding war begins. But why is this one hard? Because I'm back. And I don't want to be. So not motivated. Oh, 5 episodes. I was motivated. The motivation and the words of wisdom were flying. Then I took 2 days off. And that's what happens. But I came back with a little better production value. We got some lights. So now actually you can see this ugly face. But one of the reasons why it was so hard, what's up, Matt, to come back is because last night, working on the Honda Pilot, Christy's car, never fucking easy. So how to start? So she brought her car to Mavis to get tires put on. Step it up here. Come on, we don't have a choice. And they call up and they say, well, whoever put the wheels on last cross-threaded a bunch of the lugs and one of the studs snapped off. And the only way to replace the studs is to take the wheel bearing out and to replace the wheel bearing. And that's going to cost X amount of fucking money. So right away, I put the fucking wheels on last time, and I did not cross-thread the fucking lugs. I know that for a fact. And this is why I hate bringing my car to a fucking mechanic. At the first opportunity, what do? Yeah, some threads got some lugs got cross-threaded. Just a $2 stud is now going to be a $400 job because we got to replace the wheel bearing and yada, 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 yada. I said, all right, put the fucking tires on like we asked you to. Put the fucking wheel back on the car. I'll do the fucking work. So I went and got all the parts. Yesterday I started doing the work. What's going on, everybody? Scott, Lauren, Dave, Matthew, Big Chris. Oh, you would have loved this one, Chris. So I'm working on the Pilot last night. Simple. Not simple. But I got to do the wheel bearings. They press out and they press in. It was a hell of a fucking job getting them off, getting the wheel bearing out. And it took me a couple hours, but I got it out. And then what do? I go to put the new one on, and I press the wheel bearing onto the hub. Bad fucking move. I start going, I go, oh, no. I got to push this into the steering knuckle first because there's a C-clip that goes in there. Yeah, I did it backwards. So I tried getting the wheel bearing off of the hub, and I mangled the fucking hub. So last night I was defeated. It wasn't going to happen. Even if I could get it off, I probably would have destroyed the wheel bearing. And the hub was just dented up. It was gross. So I just ordered some new ones. So Christy took the truck. I'm back to her driving my truck. And what's up, Dana? What's up, Jody? And luckily, I'm carpooling today with my boy Chris. Thank you, Chris. Whatever time you're ready, just let me know. I'll make sure that I'm ready. But it's like one thing after another, man. I hate this shit. See, a couple episodes ago, I talked about the power of being your own mechanic. And, you know, the feeling of accomplishment when you finish a job or you do something that you've never done before. And you realize, hey, it wasn't that hard, or it was hard, it was a pain in the ass, but you got it done. Chris, believe me, if I could have cut it off, I would have cut it. Actually, I did cut off the old one a little bit, so I did use the cutting wheel. But the downfall, let's pick up the intensity here. The downfall is that this shit happens. And last night was my fault. I fucked up. I really wasn't paying attention. I started pressing the wrong side on. And I threw away about $60 for that bearing. That's garbage. And now I had to spend like another $60-70 for a hub and a bearing, but I got a cheap ass bearing, so hopefully it lasts long enough for her to get rid of the car. It's just a pain in the ass, man. But I know what was going on because I put the fucking wheels on last time, so I know I didn't cross-thread them. But this is what I'm talking about with mechanics. They seize an opportunity. I wasn't there with her when she dropped the car off. So naturally, these guys are looking at her, good-looking little girl, come in. She don't know shit. Let's put her car up there. Let's tell her we broke a fucking stud. Let's tell her something was cross-threaded. It's going to be another $400. As soon as I got on the phone, it was like, oh, yeah, but this and that and this. You know what? No, I know what we're talking about. What's up, Nick? What's up, B? And it's fucking super frustrating. So the Honda Pilot's in the garage, waiting for the parts to come in. And Christy's driving my goddamn truck. And I don't want to drive my Audi because I'm pretty sure I need to replace the steering rack. I haven't even looked at it. I don't want to. Because if I have to replace the steering rack on that, I got to pull the engine out. And that's going to be something I don't want to do right now. So, the power of being your own mechanic. Yeah, it's fucking great. Until you realize you don't want to be up for the next 5 hours trying to get this goddamn wheel bearing off. It's a pain in the ass. If you have the luxury of paying and you have the money, sometimes it's better to just pay for it. Let them fucking deal with it. But again, you take the chance of them just making some shit up. So, that's where I'm at. So, I was up super fucking late last night. I know I was supposed to weigh in today, but I was feeling so defeated. I came in, I took a shower, sat on the couch. I literally ate a half big jug of ice cream. Half. I ate the whole half of it. So I didn't weigh in today because honestly, why? What would be the fucking point? I'll weigh in at 4 pounds heavier. I'm gonna weigh in next week. Keep it motivated. So I've been looking into some things here. You can notice that it's a little brighter over here. I've had studio lights for quite some time from doing some video work. And I figured, hey, might as well use it. I'm also looking into a different streaming platform, but that will be a little while. Because I have a very good camera. And it's just a matter of getting a wire and something to plug it into on the computer, which is like way over there. So that might be coming in the near future. So I'd like to really stream on maybe YouTube, a couple different platforms at once. What's up, Tom? Main Street Jukebox in the fucking house. What's going on, man? Keep it local. You need music, go down there. Go see Tom. That's what's up. So, I believe episode 5, I said that the next episode I was going to talk about the evolution of a friendship. Honestly, not really super motivated to talk about that, considering all the bullshit I was dealing with last night with the car. And, yeah, mechanicing sucks. I agree, Jody. I'll give you a thumbs up on that. Hey, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Give me a little thumbs up. Let me know you appreciate me. My fat ass on this goddamn step mill. Aunt Mary Ellen, what's going on? So, I guess I will go into the evolution of a friendship. And we all know, as you get older, friendships evolve. And when you're younger, especially in your teenage years, seems like a friend is the only thing you have at times. You go in and out of speaking with your parents, in and out of speaking with siblings. But those good friends, those ones that you spend day in, day out with, they always seem to be there. But as you get older, you get different responsibilities. Maybe you're starting a new job, different hours, full-time job, going to school. You had a kid, that's a big one. And everybody who has kids knows, as soon as you have a kid, 50% of your friends, kiss them goodbye. But that's okay, because the ones that disappear, you didn't need them anyway, Yes, Aunt Mary Ellen, you do have the best friend, my mama. And you guys been friends, how long have you guys been friends for? Since you were like 15 or 16, right? So we're talking what, like 130 years? I'm just kidding. Talking like what, 40 something years. It's amazing. So I could say my circle of friends, since you were 13, wow. So my circle of friends is extremely small right now. I've got some friends that I've met at work who actually tend to be the people who I spend more time with now, just because I'm constantly with them at work. Maybe we'll, after work, go for some drinks, whatever. But the people who I was friends with, I'm not friends with most of them anymore. And that's okay. Some of them were, fallouts. Some of them were, see, here's my thing. I've been trying not to hold grudges, so I've let go of all those old friendship grudges and all that shit. That doesn't concern me anymore. I don't have time for it. But I have a hard time of forgetting. And when somebody says they're going to do something and then they don't do it, I really have a hard time letting it go. And I know that they wouldn't like it if I did it to them, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little too stubborn in that area. But I've had many, many friends in and out of the circle who I consider great friends. We spend a lot of time with, and then poof, they're gone for one reason or another. So maybe it was an altercation or an issue that I had with them, and then when I brought it to them, instead of just actually talking about it or admitting, their faults, my faults, whatever, it just goes to shit, and then kiss that friendship goodbye. And that's what happens with a lot of them. But as you get older, these friendships start evolving. So you'll have people who you'll spend day in, day out with. And then when I had a kid, literally half, I don't want to say half, because I already started weeding them out before that, but I had one good friend that as soon as my kid was born, found a reason not to talk to me no more. And when it came to a head, it was on some bullshit. And I'm not going to go into it because I don't want to put anybody's personal shit on blast. The people who know me and know the inner circle know who I'm talking about. But it was upsetting because this is somebody who I truly considered a great friend. Somebody I spent a lot of time with. We had a lot of fucking fun. Been through some crazy shit. A lot of crazy drunk fights and stories and all sorts of shit. And I remember those times, and they were good times, but we're not living in those times anymore. Let me get a sip. So I want to give a thumbs up to the friends, the real friends, that I still have. And we all have them. There's a couple people who you just understand, that understand you. And you can go without talking to them for months, and you pick up the phone, and it's like you stopped talking yesterday. And I still have a couple of those friends. And the majority, though, of the circle of friends I had coming out of high school, which is a long time ago now, but coming out of high school in the years that followed, 90% of them I don't even talk to anymore. And some are for good cause, and some of them are just growing apart. I had a friend, Jason, that I met at my job. He doesn't work there anymore, and we used to spend a lot of time together, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that guy's got a couple kids now. I had my kid. I was working on getting hired and getting full-time at my job, and so I really had to prioritize, and not that I intentionally cut anybody off, but when you're focused and you have a goal. So when my fiance was pregnant, girlfriend at the time, I was focused. We were renting this little ass shack. I was a temp worker, no benefits, no vacation days, no time off, none of that stuff. And I was scared. So I focused on getting hired, getting a bigger place to live, trying to get the finances right and all that shit. So friendships had to get pushed down the ladder a little bit. And some of them have persevered through that, and some of them haven't. And the ones that haven't, for no other reason other than, just growing apart, I have no ill feelings towards that. Some of those friendships fell apart because, let's face it, they were friendships of necessity. You know, sometimes people realize that once you're done doing certain aspects of life with them, that they didn't really want to be your friend anymore because they're not getting anything out of it. So I had a lot of friendships like that happen, fall out like that. But when you're getting ready to have a kid, and as a man, you know, you're supposed to be the one providing. You know, we're living in a little ass shack, and, you know, it just wasn't a really conducive environment, I felt like, for bringing up a child, you know. So that was my focus. Friendships fell to the back, and guess what? It worked. It worked. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing great now. I got a great paying job, great benefits, great child, great house. So all those things that I set in place, all those goals in mind. Now, some of them took a couple years until after my son was born for them to come to fruition. But it was setting those things in motion at that time when I felt like I needed to reprioritize. What up, Joe? So, you know, it's not me here patting myself on the back. It's just me telling my story. That in order to achieve those goals, sometimes you got to reprioritize. Now, a major thing that I had to reprioritize, Joel Bessie, what up, man? Been a long time, man. I'm not even going to call you by your old nickname, man. We're beyond that now. Good seeing you, though. Good seeing you in here. Thanks for tuning in. One of the big things that I had to reprioritize was making music. Now, people who know me, a lot of people know me from me actually making music and just being around the people that I made music with. But since my son was born, I have made little to no music. I haven't written anything. I haven't edited. I haven't engineered for anybody. I've done some artwork, some digital artwork, but very, very limited. Now that's twofold, okay? Part of that was reprioritizing, knowing that, hey, I got a little man now. I got to get my money right. I got to get my income right. I got to get this house. So we got the house. We got the jobs. You know, we're pretty much in the right direction. And we're sitting all right. We're not bad now. The other part to the sacrifice in the music thing wasn't so much of a sacrifice, but was more of a casualty. A casualty of an event. And I guess I can go into it a little bit, but it's such a long-winded story that it really deserves its own half hour. Let's see what kind of time that we got here. 18. Okay, we got 22 minutes. 22 minutes. 12 minutes. What the hell am I talking about? We threw an event, concert, Sleep No More, in Jersey a couple years back, and we had high ambitions. The prospects were amazing. We didn't allow ourselves enough time. We wanted to do it when we wanted to do it. We wanted to push through it, and we wound up hurting ourselves in the end. Some of it had to do with our ambitious ways were maybe a little too ambitious. Our timeline was way too short. We should have gave ourselves a year timeline when we gave ourselves 4 months, 3 months. And the other part of that was the venue we were working with fucking screwed us. They're a bunch of snakes. The fucking Ritz Theater in Elizabeth, New Jersey, never fuck with them. Snakes, they were robbing people left and right. Well, they robbed us of quite a bit of money. And I did lose a little bit of money, some investments that I received. But one of our partners took a huge hit, and it was way more than financial. It was family, it was his personal life, and it was a casualty of that event. Now, I don't point the finger at anybody. I point the finger at myself, because I was one of the guys putting it together. So, you know, part of getting over that, and now that was a couple years ago, and I haven't really had motivation to make music since that very day, because it sucked all the motivation out of my sales, and I just had no ambition to make music, to write. I couldn't even see myself trying to throw another show. And I'm still getting over that. That was a couple years ago. But that's something that I had to let go of for the time being in order to make sure that I have, you know, the job that I needed to have with the benefits, to get the house, to have my finances and my income steady. I still have all my equipment. I will get back to it. I will. But that event, that was a life-changing event, not in a good way. A lot of people lost a lot of money. Some people lost nothing. Some people just lost motivation and ambition. I lost a little bit of both. I will say I lost more motivation and ambition than money. But needless to say, that was something that I had to put on the back burner. And I love making music. I love writing. I love performing. I love just running a studio and engineering for other people. That's, you know, I really love doing that. And I will get back to it. We're getting a little off topic here, but it was about reprioritizing and understanding where to make those sacrifices in the short term to capitalize on the gains of the long term. So now we're in a place where, okay, now I could start thinking again about, all right, what about this music, you know? I don't want to wait too long because I won't be the 40-year-old rapping. But even if I don't record and make my own music, you know, getting this studio going and running this studio while doing my full-time job. And maybe there'll be a time in the near future where I get to flip-flop those, where I go, hey, running this studio, making this music is actually achieving more now in the short term and is steady, so where I can sacrifice that 9-to-5 job. And I think that's wishful thinking right now, but you never know. If you put your mind to it, it could happen, right? So a little off topic here, but because I was talking about the evolution of friendships and, excuse me, got a fucking beard hair in my mouth. It's gross. So you got to reprioritize. You got to set those. You got to reprioritize for the short term to capitalize on the gains of that long term. And knowing when to come in and out of those priorities, those investments, those friendships, you know, those goals. It's important. Timing is everything. Whew. Let's drink some of this shit. Anybody else doing cardio right now? Or is it just me? Let's step it up a little bit. So, this. So I'm not really motivated to go to work today because of this stupid Honda Pilot. Stupid fucking wheel bearing. I was up all goddamn night, so I'm exhausted. Just trying to get a few extra minutes of sleeping this morning. My son fucking ripping a blanket off me, smacking me in the face with a goddamn Clark the Shark book. Fucking A. Tell you what, I love my son. I love being a father. But I remember a time when I could just sleep and not have to worry about a little miniature person in the house possibly dying. Fatherhood. It's all about not letting your kid die on your watch. Very important. That's a very important aspect of being a father. As we know, fathers and mothers, they watch their children differently. I'm not going to go into the funny stand-up routines done on that. But Daddy, we like watching from here. Hey, don't get your head out of the garbage can. You know, that's Daddy watching them. Mommy watching them is like, come here, little baby, we going. I don't fucking know. I'm dying on this treadmill. I had a half a jug of ice cream last night. I'm a fat ass. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to secretly weigh in after this is done and not tell you how much fatter I am than last Monday. Because last Monday I was at 194 and I'm getting gross. So it's time. And even though you got those obstacles, those hard nights of working on the fucking car, and those late nights of being up working on the computer, trying to get ahead at the job, guess what? You still gotta get up, motherfucker. You still gotta get motivated. You still gotta get on that cardio and chat. Took a couple days off. Everybody thought I fucking fell off. Nah, I'm back. I came back with a fucking light. I got more light. Production value just went up. Unfortunately, that means you see more of my face, but that's alright. Woo! I hope today's an easy day at work. God damn it. Oh man, hey, Bill Cosby. He got off, huh? Hey, if he could do it, I could do it, you know? You like, don't take that literally. That's not literally what I mean. I just mean like if you really lie to yourself enough, you too can one day achieve a great body. Oh shit. Woo! What else is there? What else has been going on? Oh, I watched the Alex Jones and Megyn Kelly interview. That was no surprises there. Pretty lackluster. I don't know if that was meant to really just take him down or just prove that Megyn Kelly is a piece of shit, because I feel like it did more of the second part than the first part. But it is what it is. Global warming. We're going to touch all the topics real quick. We got 3 minutes. Global warming. Inside job. 9/11. Inside job. The fucking toaster oven not cooking the other side of the bread. Inside job. Kingston. Let me tell you about Kingston. Here, I'm going to show you. There he is. Hey, buddy. Say hi. See that shithead right there? Peed on the couch last night. What kind of shit is that? Yeah, I still remember. Yeah, put your head down. Fuck him. Fuck him. Alright, we're going to do these last 2 minutes in silence. You can stay or you can go. But these last 2 minutes are for me. Maybe tomorrow I'll come back with an actual topic of discussion. Maybe some huge social event will happen before the end of the day, and then we could talk about it tomorrow. Something huge that did happen. I know I was going to stay silent the last 2 minutes, but how about the fucking us shooting down a Russian jet or a Syrian jet, and now that escalated pretty quick. That is fucked up, man. We're over here talking shit, worried about Trump, Russia, impeachment, obstruction, bullshit. Meanwhile, there is a very hot war going on in Syria where we are fucking rubbing shoulders with the Russians. And now we're at a critical point where it could really, really fucking turn bad very quickly. This is going to be a huge test for the president to see how he handles this. But basically, from what I understand, the Russians are saying that the agreement that we have with Russia to basically avoid these kind of conflicts and shooting each other's planes down either accidentally or on purpose is no longer in effect. That pretty much they were going to treat U.S. planes over Syria as enemy combatants. And I'm telling you right now, you might be all for bombing all sorts of poor Middle Eastern countries because you don't really have to see the damage. Excuse me, I'm sweating right off my fucking eyeball here. But you do not want a fucking war with Russia. They are not fucking around, and that's not something we want. Finally, this goddamn cardio chat is over. 247 calories burned. Look, there it is. You see it? Sweating my ass off. How about you? I'll see you tomorrow.